And following the anthem for Mexico, we'll now have the Stars and Stripes, the national anthem for the United States of America. And we welcome you back inside of Rio Tinto Stadium here in Salt Lake City. Just moments away from kickoff for the United States and Mexico and what will be a friendly here this evening. They'll play again coming up on the 18th, just a few days from now, in Rochester, New York, the hometown of Abby Wambach, who was in the first 11 tonight for Jill Ellis. And then CONCACAF qualifying begins October the 15th against Trinidad and Tobago at Sporting Park in Kansas City, followed up on the 17th by Guatemala at Toyota Park in Bridgeview, Illinois, and then October the 20th against Haiti in group play at RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. If you just happen to be tuning into our stream here tonight on ussoccer.com, let me go over the first 11 for both sides one more time for you here this evening. First for Mexico, Cecilia Santiago in goal. You'll have Romero, Garcia Mendez, Solis, and Sierra in back in front of her. In the midfield tonight, Mercado, Rangel, Mayor, Robles, and Perez in the midfield tonight for Mexico. And a lone striker up top this evening, Tanya Samardzic, a 19-year-old who plays her collegiate soccer at the University of Southern California and a very prolific player on the NCAA level. Now, for Jill Ellis, the first 11 she trots out here tonight for the United States. Hope Solo going for the all-time shutout mark in U.S. women's soccer history, currently tied with 71 career shutouts with Brianna Scurry, and she'll go for number 72 here tonight in Salt Lake City. It's Solo in back. In front of Solo, it will be Cox, Sauerbrunn, Rampone, and Klingenberg. The midfield in a 4-3-3 setup is Holiday, Lloyd, and Rapinoe. And the three up top tonight for Jill Ellis, Alex Morgan, Abby Wambach, and Christina Press. So those are your first 11 here this evening. I mentioned CONCACAF qualifying begins in about a month or so, and it's gotten just a little bit easier. The path to Canada in 2015 has gotten a little bit easier. Not that the United States had to worry too much about it, but CONCACAF's been awarded an additional slot, giving it 3.5 berths as the Women's World Cup was expanded this time around from 16 teams to 24 teams. In addition, Canada, as the Women's World Cup host, is not taking part in the tournament. That leaves Mexico as the only CONCACAF team in next month's qualifying tournament that's never gotten a result against the United States. I mentioned this is the all-time 30th matchup between the U.S. and Mexico. The United States with a fairly decisive lead in the series. 27 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw all-time for the United States. The lone Mexico win came in the 2010 CONCACAF Women's Championship semifinals on a goal by Perez, who's in the lineup tonight. The loss forced the U.S. to beat Costa Rica in the third-place matchup, and Italy in a 2-game playoff to advance to the Women's World Cup, which they, of course, did. Good crowd here tonight in Salt Lake City on a Saturday evening as we're just about ready to kick things off between the United States and Mexico. Abby Wambach and Alex Morgan in the center circle tonight, ready to begin things. The United States in their usual traditional red, white, and blue. Mexican national side in their green and white. We're underway here tonight in Salt Lake City. Near sideline, Klingenberg plays it all the way back to Hope Solo, who will get her first touch of the evening. Out wide it comes, Sauerbrunn. Now back across to Rampone, making her 296th appearance tonight for the United States. At 39 years old, the Energizer Bunny just continues to go for the U.S. And Rampone in back. Of course, she wears the captain's armband. Cox far side. Center now. Holiday. Couple of touches for Lauren Holiday. Good long diagonal ball. And Press with a chance to get on it. Into the 18 it comes. Press with a shot just wide. And a goal kick coming for Mexico. A pretty ball from Holiday, springing Press up the near sideline. And the first foray forward in the first minute of the match tonight belongs to the United States. Here's a look at that ball once again. And Press just a little wide of frame that time, looking to test Santiago early. I mentioned last time these two teams met was last September at RFK Stadium. The United States winning 7-0 at RFK. Cecilia Santiago puts it back in play, just 19 years old. Was battered that day by the United States. Here's Holiday. Taking it down. Playing it back. And out wide it comes now to Cox. Sauerbrunn. The NWSL Defensive Player of the Year this year in Kansas City. Now back to Holiday, weaving her way through the midfield. Another long ball forward, flag up on the U.S. Klingenberg was about a half step offside that time. Otherwise, it was off to the races again for both Press and Klingenberg up this near sideline. Third minute, 0-0 here in Salt Lake City. Garcia Mendez will look to put it back in play. Making her 34th appearance tonight for the Mexican national side. High and long. And sent out of bounds near side here by Klingenberg. Solis plays in. Take it back again by the U.S. There's very little doubt the U.S. will dominate possession tonight. It's really, can Mexico spring on a counter, and how do they defend it coming back the other way? Morgan with her first touch. Taken away by Perez. Samardzic couldn't control. Holiday does. Sauerbrunn. Now out wide, Klingenberg. A lot of room up the near sideline for the United States right now. Now Mexico gets numbers to the near sideline. Press. Lloyd. Carly Lloyd having a fantastic season for the United States. Back it comes. Garcia Mendez. Left-footed ball forward. Too much there. Looking for the run, though. Mayor. Couldn't get there in time, all the way back to Solo. Third trip to Salt Lake City for the U.S. women. Played Canada here in 2012. In that run-up to the Olympics, it was that farewell send-off before the Olympics in London in 2012. Halfway line, sent out of bounds. Touched last on the near sideline by Perez. And this will be a throw in for Mexico at the halfway line. Last action for the United States was against Switzerland back on August the 20th. In Cary, North Carolina at Wake Med Soccer Park. 4-1 win, 4-1 decision. Rapinoe, Lloyd, Press, and Wambach all goal scorers that day. So Solis to play it in. Left-footed ball toward the area. Hanging high, sent back out again by Wambach. Flicked in the area now. Flag up far sideline. Samardzic in an offside position. It was interesting at training on Thursday. Used to seeing Abby Wambach play that target up top, but they had her kind of playing in a withdrawn position in some 11v11 training. Very comfortable there as well. Coach on the field. As the U.S. gets forward, Rampone will play it back to Solo. Sauerbrunn. Long ball over the top, looking for Wambach. Well read here by Lloyd. Carly Lloyd out wide, trying to thread that through space, and Rapinoe wasn't ready for it that time. Cleared out by Mexico. Held in halfway line, Sauerbrunn. Mexico getting forward. Mayor. Pirouette, center of the park. Space being closed by Holiday. Plays it back. Rangel. Will nod wide. Will she be able to get there and keep it in? Will not. That'll be a U.S. throw-in. There's a look at Romero. Tried to play that in. Plays for the Houston Dash. Her 13th cap for the Mexican national side. Native of Phoenix. Big Ten Defender of the Year last year at Nebraska in 2013. Holiday. Sauerbrunn keeps it in far side. 7th minute, 0-0. Back to Solo. Hope with direction for Rampone. And that ball just kind of scoots past press on the near sideline and out of bounds. Throw in Mexico. Here's a look at Solis. Came on as a sub in the 54th minute a year ago in that match in RFK Stadium. Wambach, Holiday, two-man game. Morgan wants it. She had to let it go. She was about 2 body lengths offside. Be a goal kick for Mexico. Santiago quickly back in play. Now all the way back to Solo. Both teams getting a feel for this pitch and each other right now. Rampone back to Solo. Mexico with a takeaway center circle and a good step by Holiday, and a whistle and a foul will go against Wambach and the U.S. Mercado will put it back in play here for Mexico. Mercado's 17th appearance with her national team. Plays her club soccer in Puebla. Long ball into the box, high and floating and easily taken up by Solo. Quick outlet, Klingenberg near side. Former Tar Heel plays it to press, back to Klingenberg. Now Rampone. Showing no signs whatsoever of slowing down. Holiday gets it deep, ahead to Carly Lloyd. Klingenberg bombing up the near sideline, takes it down with a great touch. Into space, but not quite there for Wambach. Good step by Mexico. Mayor back the other way. Mayor trying to get around, but won't get around Rampone. At 39 years old, still one of the best and quickest and best conditioned athletes on this United States team, and a throw-in coming here for the USA. Minute 10 and scoreless. Klingenberg to put the throw in. Back to Rampone. The captain plays it up the near sideline. Flicked on by press. Morgan with the touch back to Wambach. Abby Wambach. Defenders close. Wambach to press. Good ball center circle now Holiday. Mexico a little out of sorts in the midfield right now. Good through ball, but a little too much on at that time for Cox, and a goal kick coming. Cox, a member of that Seattle Reigns squad, played collegiately in the Northwest as well at Portland. One of 4 on this U.S. women's team that happens to be a mama, too. Near sideline, Solis. Good pressure from Press. Solis wicking the moisture off the ball, throws in front of her own bench. Sent in by Rampone. Flicked on by Morgan. Over the top, and that's going to be an own goal. It's an own goal. Garcia Mendez, I believe, got the last touch to it. Pressure came from Abby Wambach. I don't know that Abby's going to get credit for goal number 169. I believe that will go down as an own goal. We'll take a look at it here momentarily. 1-0 United States, 12th minute here in Salt Lake City. Here's a look. Great flick by Morgan. Garcia Mendez tried a clearance, and she and her keeper weren't on the same page. That will be an own goal for Garcia Mendez. So 1-0 United States on a gift from the Mexican national side. Center circle. Again, looking for press forward that time. A little too much from Holiday. Boy, it's tough enough for Mexico. Ranked 25th in the world in the latest FIFA rankings. On American soil to go against this U.S. team, which is number 1 right now in the FIFA rankings. But to gift them one makes it even more doubly difficult. Here's one over the top. Pressure coming from Morgan. Header back. And before Morgan could get there, Santiago scoops it up. Santiago, 39th appearance with the Mexican national team, was the youngest keeper ever at the FIFA Women's World Cup at 16 and a half back in 2011. And still only 19 years old with 39 caps. Here's a throw in for Klingenberg. Polar opposites on opposite ends of the pitch tonight. 19-year-old Cecilia Santiago and 39-year-old Christy Rampone. Good skill in the middle of the field. Mercado. Wambach won't get there. Santiago picks it up at the top of the box. Sierra now with a touch. First time we've called her name tonight. The former Auburn Tiger. Native of Southern California. Garcia Mendez. Now Press leads the counter for the United States. Christina Press got around one, couldn't get around the other. Rangel that time with good defense. Mercado now. Back the other way. Mayor, center circle. Comes a Mexican counter. Perez. Just too much on that ball, though. Trying to slide that through to Robles. We've played a quarter hour here in Salt Lake City. 1-0 the United States. Klingenberg. Press back to Klingenberg. She won't be able to get there. Garcia Mendez. No other option but to usher it out of bounds. Throw in near sideline. Sent the other way by Solis. Holiday holds in. Mayor. Lloyd gets there to apply pressure. Rampone to Lloyd. Carly Lloyd's had as good a year as anybody in the red, white, and blue this year. Give you her numbers in a bit. Good pressure here from Alex Morgan. Garcia Mendez gives it up. Morgan's got it. Wide of the 18, Morgan with a shot, just wide, couldn't keep it on frame. I think that should have been a throw-in. And Abby Wambach saying the exact same thing. That went on the outside of the flag, not the inside of the flag. Here's the look again. Great pressure, Morgan with the intercept. Alex takes a look up. Left foot sails wide on her, but watch where this ball skips. We didn't have a look at it there. Long ball forward. Knocked down that time by Sauerbrunn. Haven't called Rapinoe's name much here tonight so far. Most of the action's been here on this near sideline. There's a step and a takedown, and Carly Lloyd draws the foul from Rengel. Here's a look. Not much there, but enough. Rampone will put it back in play, slide it across to Sauerbrunn. Little flick up the near sideline, just over the head of Rapinoe. Seventeenth minute. And all the way back it comes to Solo. Cox ahead, Wambach. Springs Morgan. Flag stays down. Morgan wide of the area, takes a touch. Left-footed ball sails on her. Press there, side netting. And it can happen just that quick for the U.S. Here's a look at it again. Morgan with a clipped-in ball, backside press. Little side volley with the inside of that right foot. Just couldn't get it on frame into the side netting. But the build-ups continue for the U.S. Santiago to put it back in play here as we approach the 19th minute. Up the near side. Klingenberg sends it back. It'll throw in coming from Mexico. U.S. coach Jill Ellis brought 28 players to Utah for training camp. Well, 2-game series with Mexico concludes on the 18th after the match in Rochester. And that's when the tough decisions will come for CONCACAF qualifying. Here's Morgan cutting it back to, oh goodness. Lloyd just couldn't quite get there. A lot of contact. Carly Lloyd wanted the flag, the whistle, the foul, something, got nothing. Our referee tonight, Vilma Montes, El Salvador. Manning the center of the park tonight. And that ball again too much. Up and over the top of Robles, throw in. Klingenberg back. Rampone. So much talent. So many of these names, household names who have been here for such a long time for the United States. But going out to training and watching that second team, that second unit, the quote-unquote reserves the other day, just there's a wealth of talent in the pipeline and on this roster right now. That's what makes those cuts back down to 20 so difficult. Ball across as Mexico plays in the back. Sierra, and again taken right back away by the United States. Ball back to Solo. A shutout tonight for Hope Solo. Gets her the all-time mark of 72. 5 in the World Cup, 6 in the Olympics for Solo. So Marzic, and a goal kick coming. Good defending and back that time by Klingenberg. United States 1, Mexico nothing. 21st minute. Rio Tinto Stadium in Salt Lake City, Utah. Bill Riley, pleasure to be with you here on a Saturday night. A little international football. Garcia Mendez, the Stanford Cardinal. All-American, all Pac-12 at Stanford. Plays a nice ball forward, Robles. Tracking back to break it up, press. Ball lifted top of the box, sent back out by Sauerbrunn. Rangel going to try and test solo from about 35 yards, and that was easily read and taken down by Hope. Sauerbrunn up. Cox, far sideline, just shy of the halfway line. Cuts it inside. Plays that ball behind and in between both Wambach and Morgan that time. Pressure from Wambach and clearance by Santiago. Center circle. Mercado. Gets away from Perez. Rapinoe coming back to defend just a little bit. Mexico keeps possession. Mercado. Switch wide. Great step there to break it up and send it back the other way. Here's Megan Rapinoe to Alex Morgan. Morgan with a touch and into the 18. Morgan out in front. Wambach there, shot to goal. There's number 169 for Abby Wambach. 2-0 USA, 23rd minute. The greatest scorer in women's soccer history adds yet another to her long and storied resume. Abby Wambach puts the U.S. up 2-0 here in the 23rd. All the credit goes to Alex Morgan. She did the heavy lifting on this one. Touch, touch, touch. Clearance, clip. Gets it back. Wambach there. And with her left, puts it away. Here's another look, a little wider angle this time. There's Morgan pulling her head up. Knows Wambach's back there. Gets in second touch to it. And then the defender and the keeper down. 2-0 United States. .169 career goals for Abby Wambach. Her 6th this year for the U.S. women. And the legend grows. Wambach getting caught up and tied up with Garcia Mendez behind the play that time. Rapinoe takes it back. Had to slot that to Press. Press back to Lloyd. Lloyd to Rapinoe, back to Lloyd again. Relieve the pressure back to Cox. Mercado takes it away, center circle. Not a whole lot Samardzic could do that time. Here's Press for Morgan and the flag's up. Great thought that time. Timing just a bit off. 25th minute, 2-0. United States. Garcia Mendez up ahead, touched last. They'll say by Klingenberg. Sold well there by Robles. I mentioned Robles. She got the start last year against the U.S. in RFK Stadium. Been playing in Spain since she was 14 years old. Well seasoned, well traveled. 42nd cap tonight for Mexico. Good skill there by Solis. Broken up, taken away by Holiday. Rapinoe leads the break back the other way. Rapinoe. Morgan was at a jog, needed to be at a sprint that time. Mexico head coach Leo Cuellar downstairs, pacing the sideline as Rapinoe plays back in for the U.S. Long ball over the top. Lloyd made the run. Ball overcooked a little bit that time by Cox. Here's a look at Coach. Patrolling that sideline. Trying to earn a result, which has been tough to come by over the years. Just 2 results for Mexico, a win and a draw. The U.S. has won 27 times in this very lopsided matchup. Wambach thought Lloyd might get on her horse, couldn't do it that time. Most of the action being played on the Mexico final third as we play here on the 27th. Garcia Mendez had her work cut out for her tonight. Plays that long ball into space. Sauerbrunn takes it down, plays it back to Solo. So far, relatively quiet night tonight for Hope Solo. Mexico's not done much to threaten at all so far here tonight. There's Morgan. Rapinoe. Great ball behind the defense. Wambach making a run. Rapinoe across. And Wambach couldn't get there. Goal kick coming. How many times have those two hooked up over the years? Let's take a look at it. Here's Rapinoe. Pulls her head up. Looks. Maybe a little adjustment for altitude here at about 4,300 feet in Sandy, Utah. Just sailed a little bit on Rapinoe that time. Sierra wide for Romero. Back to Sierra. Pressure near side press, got Meg that time. Robles couldn't control. Klingenberg does. Rapinoe. Pressure coming. Mayor. Rapinoe just leaves it for Cox. Back to Rapinoe. Good step and a break up there. Mercado. Samardzic. Back. Broken up. Sauerbrunn before that ball could get into a danger position. Now wide for Press. Press pressured near sideline. Samardzic. And there's an aggressive move by Solis to cut down Klingenberg right in front of the 4th official. Klingenberg okay, gets a hand up. And a hand from the crowd. Here's a look at it again. Oh yeah. Hard foul. No card. Haven't seen a booking yet tonight. Rampone. Couple of touches. Gets forward. Press over hit that ball to Klingenberg. Half hour in, 2-0. USA. Lloyd to Wambach. Holiday. Plenty of space ahead. Klingenberg. Ball tails away. Does she keep it in? She does. Right-footed service. Lofted into the box. Back across and takes a deflection. I think the keeper, Santiago, got a hand on that one. Mexico with a chance to counter. And Holiday says not so fast. Rapinoe relieves the pressure wide to Cox. Klingenberg back to Rampone. Rampone looks forward, picks up her head, finds Alex Morgan. Comes pretty deep to get that. Holiday trots it across now to Sauerbrunn. Halfway line, Cox. Long ball, Rapinoe. Is that ball going to check up? Will she get there? Yes, she does. Crosses it in. Nobody there. Great hustle by Rapinoe that time to even get on the end of that ball. And the crowd salutes the effort. Cox couldn't keep it in far side. Here's a look at that ball again. Klingenberg over the top. Keeps it in, near side, and plays that service across. And watch this volley, backside. One time. Oh, goodness. Carly Lloyd thought she might have had one there. Mercado. Rengel. Got it just past Rapinoe. Service into the box. One hop up to Solo. Ball never got to Perez, who was making the run backside. (2-0 United States. Just tuning in at ussoccer.com. An own goal in the 12th off of Elena Garcia Mendez. Made it 1-0, and then Abby Wambach, after a beautiful setup by Alex Morgan in the 22nd, made it 2-0. And that's where we stand here in the 33rd minute. Center circle, Holiday. Not too much for Lloyd, but she tracks it back and draws the foul. There's a look at Carly Lloyd. I mentioned she's had as good a year as anybody for the U.S. women this year. 5 goals and 4 assists in 2014 for Carly Lloyd. 51 in her career now. That one clipped into the box, and that'd be fair to say that Lauren Holiday may have missed hit that. You go back to the Mexico-U.S. matchup in 2012. Carly Lloyd got herself a hat trick against this same Mexican side. The New Jersey native also had a good season this year in the NWSL, playing for WNY Flash. 8 goals and 5 assists. Back in play, Santiago. Straight up the center of the park. Flicked on nicely, but right to the feet. Sauerbrunn. Now Rapinoe. Back to Cox. Knocks it out of bounds, far sideline. Off of Mayor. Rampone center circle for Holiday. I think Lloyd who's come back for it. Press. Couldn't get that to check back to Klingenberg. But Morgan with a step. Couldn't quite get there. Garcia Mendez gives it right back to Lloyd. Now Holiday to Cox. Leaves it for Rapinoe. Big switch near side, Klingenberg. Ball into the box. Morgan takes it down. Morgan with a right into the side netting. Great skill to bring it down. Got the turn. Tough angle. And into the side netting for Alex Morgan. Here's a look. Good ball from Klingenberg. Good touch, one-time turn. Wasn't much to work with there. Santiago had the near post pretty well covered. Hasn't been a lot to work with up top tonight for Samardzic. 19-year-old, native of Upland, California. Plays collegiately at USC. And making her 29th appearance for Mexico. Sauerbrunn Over the top, Morgan's giving chase. Morgan in, Morgan with a shot, and a goal! Ring it up for Alex Morgan. Effort paying off, hard work paying off, and Santiago off her line and out of position. Career goal 47 for Alex Morgan. It's 3-0 USA in the 36th. Here it is. Not great communication that time between the defender, Sierra, and the keeper, Santiago. And Morgan just stayed with the play. Little bump and a chip, and that's that. 3-0 US. Good to see Alex getting back to form again. Injury-riddled end of 13, beginning of 14 for her, but finished out the NWSL season well this year with the Portland Thorns. Managed 6 goals and 4 assists in just 14 matches. Here's maybe some danger, but danger averted. Nicely done there by Klingenberg. Solis to throw in, keeping the U.S. end. Rangel tried to play that ball into the box and sent back out again. Just hard for Mexico to connect passes against that stingy U.S. defense. Perez couldn't get on the end of it. There's Lloyd. Good slide tackle by Mercado there. And now the counter comes for the U.S. Morgan leads it. 2v3. Wambach to her right. Rapinoe. Morgan. Wambach, top of the box, and the flag up. I thought for just a minute Morgan was going to play that ball wide to Rapinoe. Instead, pulled it up. I think she was trying to get it to Wambach. When she finally did, Wambach about a half body link offside. 38, 3-0, USA. Rapinoe, center circle to Lloyd. Carly Lloyd. Back to Alex Morgan. Good skill check there from Morgan. All the way back now. Sauerbrunn. Now Cox. And the U.S. will play a little possession. Too much for Holiday that time as Perez wins it back for Mexico. Mercado trying to figure out what she wants to do with this ball. Pirouettes, plays through the center now. Perez. Mayor. Rangel. Good step by Rapinoe to break it up. Morgan wins it. Rapinoe on, in. Oh, I don't know. When that ball was played, she was about even with that last defender for Mexico. Crowd certainly doesn't like it. We'll have a look. Hard to tell from that angle, but looked like when Wambach played that ball, she may have been level. Doesn't matter now. Morgan's got it. To Lloyd. Good step that time by Garcia Mendez to break it up. Perez. Robles. And broken up again. Sauerbrunn's done nice work in the back tonight. Ball got away from Rapinoe. Mercado. Plays it back. Garcia Mendez. Right at press. U.S. with numbers now, and here they come. Here comes Morgan. Wambach ahead. Morgan in. Morgan across. Wambach and a goal! Wambach's got a brace. 4-0. 41st minute. And Morgan and Wambach certainly on the same page tonight. That's twice now. They've connected after a pretty build-up and a Mexican giveaway. Here it is. She had two choices there. She could fire on frame or play it across. Santiago off her line, got just a touch to that, but not nearly enough. And here you go again, different angle. Santiago with a touch, but Wambach in the perfect position to slot it away. Career goal number 170 now for Abby Wambach. And as we play late here in the first half, the U.S. opening it up now at 4-0. USA. High and long diagonal ball. Perez had a check away from her. That was the first really good attempt that time on a pretty ball in from Mexico. But that last checkup didn't check up for Perez, and Solo was able to get to it. Just a reminder, you'll probably see a fair number of substitutions from both sides in the second half. 6 subs allowed both ways in this friendly tonight. Available subs for the U.S., Sydney Leroux, Engen, Bryan, O'Reilly, Heath, Dunn, and Harris, the backup keeper tonight. Solis, Rangel, Mercado. Easily won that time by Cox. Rapinoe now to Wambach. Wambach, Morgan makes a run. Wambach pulls it back. Press. Big switch wide. Rapinoe. And Rapinoe stopped, started, and stopped again. Unsure if that flag was going to come up from the referee's assistant. 43rd minute, 4-0 United States. There's Cox to read it. Lloyd to play it to Rapinoe. Back to Lloyd. We've seen Carly Lloyd playing centrally and out wide both ways here in the first half. Morgan to Rapinoe. Out of bounds, last touch by Romero. Here's Rampone. Near side, Klingenberg. Back to Rampone. Wambach with a touch. Lays it off for Lloyd. Now press, keeps it into Wambach. Lloyd making a run. Switch to Morgan instead. Out wide, Rapinoe. Lloyd in the box. Rapinoe now 2. Big shot parried away nicely by Santiago at the near post. Tested from about 17 yards away, and that time Santiago had it read well. Corner kick coming, U.S. 45th minute. Here's a look again. Rapinoe takes a look, uses that right, parried away by the Mexican keeper. Holiday steps to it, far side. Right-footed in swinger. Back of the 6. Lloyd heads it back across again. Alex Morgan flicks just high and wide. Goal kick, Mexico. Fourth official tells us 1 minute of stoppage time here in the first half. Seems about right. Garcia Mendez. All the way back now. Klingenberg leaves it for Hope Solo. these teams very familiar with themselves, not only from national duty, but also from league play. Good number of these Mexican players play in the NWSL during the year. A couple play in Europe. A couple stay home in Mexico as well. And there's a whistle and a foul on Mayor. Got a piece of Carly Lloyd that time. And back in play we go. Klingenberg couldn't keep it in. Throw in Mexico. Solis. Quickly in. Garcia Mendez. Left-footed ball. Cross midfield. Samardzic. Left-footed cross. Top of the box. Nice pass. Mayor. Mercado. Drive right off of Carly Lloyd in the breadbasket. And our referee, Vilma Montes, blows her whistle and tells us that 45 minutes of soccer have been played here at Rio Tinto Stadium. And a dominant first 45 by the U.S. women's national team, and they lead it here at halftime by a score of 4-0. Solo will go back for the water bottle. Jill Ellis will have a few words with one of her coaches on the field, her captain, Christy Rampone. And both teams will head to the locker room here for a bit of a respite. Probably some second half subs coming as well. A very well played half by the United States, and they lead Mexico here by a count of 4-0. Abby Wambach with the first half brace. Alex Morgan got a couple of assists and a goal in the first half. And an own goal by Elena Garcia Mendez tallies 4 for the U.S. At halftime, it's United States 4, Mexico nothing. Back in a bit with highlights and a setup for the second half. Stay with us here on USSoccer.com. Back at Rio Tinto Stadium here in Sandy, Utah, on the outskirts of Salt Lake City, home of Real Salt Lake of Major League Soccer. We've played 45 minutes. It's halftime here with the United States leading Mexico 4-0. We'll get you set for the second half momentarily. Let's roll some of those first half highlights, and here we go. And the first goal of the evening, it wasn't a United States goal. It was actually an own goal. Garcia Mendez coming back, trying to keep Abby Wambach at bay, and she just chipped her own keeper here. Santiago out of position, no chance, pressure. Here's the second goal. Alex Morgan does all the heavy lifting, and there's Abby Wambach to clean it up with the left foot. Here's Morgan with the work and the clip back, and then the left-footed slot away by Abby Wambach. That would be the first of two in the first half for Abby Wambach. But first, Alex Morgan to go with her assist. Gets herself a goal there. Just simply keeping the pressure on Sierra. And again, Santiago out of position badly. And Morgan makes her pay. And here's the final goal of the half. A pretty ball across from Morgan to Wambach. Wambach's got a brace. Morgan's got her second assist. And that's where we stand here at halftime. 4-0. The United States leading Mexico here. Remember, it's an international friendly. There will be substitutions in the second half. Each side will be allowed 6 substitutions, and it looks like Jill Ellis will make a few substitutions to begin things here in the second half. Mexico, of course, has a little bit longer roster. The United States training here in Salt Lake City for the last week, but a number of substitutes on the Mexican bench tonight. We'll see how they decide to go. But again, 4-0 with the United States on top, and really not a whole lot of work or a whole lot of action tonight for Hope Solo. She's not been a very busy keeper here this evening in Salt Lake City. Not tested really at all in that first half. Solo, if she's able to keep a clean sheet here tonight, will get the United States all-time shutout mark with 72, currently tied Brianna Scurry at 71. And our first substitution of the match comes here to begin things in the second half. Crystal Dunn checks in. And the night tonight for Stephanie Cox is done. So a solid 45 minutes tonight for Cox. Crystal Dunn get a chance to play here in the second half. And that right outside back. Here's our second substitute of the night. Whitney Engen checking in. So she'll patrol in the back here. She checks in for Sauerbrunn. Those are the first 2 subs of the night. Again, 6 allowed both ways, but 2 to begin things here in the back for the United States. And we're underway with Mexico playing possession and the United States immediately taking it right away. Press was very active, had a couple of good chances in the first half, just wasn't able to put those away. Carly Lloyd, same could be said for her. Very good force 45 for Lloyd tonight, just wasn't able to get that final touch and put that ball away. Rapinoe. Klingenberg. Back to Holiday. Here's Lloyd. Doubled up. Back to Klingenberg. Rapinoe and Klingenberg lost her footing. Lloyd wasn't there. So Marzic couldn't keep control, and they'll play it all the way back to Hope Solo. Lloyd back to Holiday. If that name sounds familiar. Her husband happens to play National Basketball Association. It's Drew Holiday. Rapinoe into the area, ball across. Garcia Mendez, dangerous clearance that time for Mexico, right back out to Megan Rapinoe. Cheeky play there. Klingenberg kicks it off the defender. It's going to be a corner kick for the United States. Here's a look at it again. Whoop, leave it right behind here. And Rapinoe will step to the near side corner. Tall targets forward here for the U.S. Service in. Middle of the box. Headed on and not on frame. Good look that time from Holiday as she gives the thumbs up to Rapinoe on the near sideline. Good effort, just not on frame. Up the near sideline. Chested down nicely. Samardzic. Taken right back away again by Carly Lloyd. Holiday. Rampone. The captain. And again with her first touch. Mayor. Rapinoe. Press in. Keeper out. Flag up. Offside. Pretty ball, though, from Megan Rapinoe. Press has had a really nice year as well for the U.S. women. 5 goals, 2 assists. Here's Dunn seeing her first action tonight. Corral. Left-footed ball in. Top of the box, Samardzic, and the flag up. Mexico showing just a little bit of life here in the early stages of the second half. 49th minute. Still down 4-0. Wambach to Morgan. Good step that time by Rangel. Make it Romero. Holiday. Slot that ball wide for Press. Kristen Press. Back to Crystal Dunn. All the way back now to the captain. Wambach. Not enough on that ball. Shove at the back. A little love tap there. As Holiday finds Mercado. 50th minute, 4-0 U.S. Wambach. Good through ball. Rapinoe. Klingenberg to her left. Rapinoe lays it off. Klingenberg in. Left-footed cross. Header off the crossbar. And cleared by Garcia Mendez, and a foul in the box on the U.S. She didn't miss by much. Watch the hard work by Klingenberg. And Wambach was just that close to a hat trick. And you see the collision between Lloyd and Garcia Mendez in the box. Free kick here, Santiago. And Lloyd, who caused the collision a moment ago, victim of the collision there, and a quick restart. Rampone. Good passing in tight spaces by the U.S. Good step by Mexico. Rangel in back. U.S. not stepping away from pressure. Good skill check there. Dunn to Holiday. Wide for Press. Running at Solis, slots it forward, Morgan. Morgan left-footed drive, big save, Santiago. That's 2 good ones tonight for the Mexican keeper, who's just 19 years old. Mayor. Mexico a little bit better getting to those balls this half. Here's Lloyd. Carly Lloyd in. Lloyd stays with it. And if she goes down after the touch, she might have drawn the foul, stayed with it. Instead, it'll be a goal kick. Let's take a look. Oh, there's a look at the Morgan drive moments ago. Engen trying to get onto it before Samardzic gets back. Clearance by Solo. Lauren Holiday has put in a nice effort tonight, running all over the place, end to end. Rampone, Morgan. Caught a piece of Mercado there. Press can't get there. Solis. Clipped in ball over the top. Mexico with a chance now to counter. Left top of the box, Perez. Great step that time, Engen. Here's a drive from distance, high and wide of Solo. Ambitious, but nearly on frame. Goal kick, U.S. 54th minute, 4-0 United States. Last September 3rd, the U.S. beat Mexico 7-0. Tonight it's 4-0. They'll play again 5 days from now in Rochester, New York. And then CONCACAF qualifying begins. Long run, Kristen Press. Wide of the area, gets on it. Right-footed ball driven in, backside. Rapinoe will track it down. Ball takes a deflection, sent over the end line, a corner kick for the U.S. So Rapinoe will tee it up here near sideline. Keep an eye on Wambach. Keep an eye on Morgan. In it comes. Through, loose, in front. Poked forward, keeper got a touch, another corner kick coming. Lloyd just couldn't get it on frame. So Holiday will take this one far side. Left-footed in swinger. Top of the 6. Lloyd wound up, tried to get on it. Now she'll track it down. Klingenberg. Out front, Dunn. Holiday again. Now press in. Press across. Shot. Goal! Morgan's got a brace. 5-0 U.S. Quite a night for Alex Morgan so far. 2 goals and 2 assists. And she gets her latest in the 57th on a beautiful setup by Kristen Press. Here's a look. She had about 3 options there. If it wasn't going to be Morgan, it would have been Wambach. And if it happened to get by Wambach, Rapinoe was there as well. Substitution for Mexico, Mercado out, Alvarado in. Monica Alvarado making her 11th appearance for Mexico. Plays collegiately at TCU in Fort Worth, Texas. Rangel couldn't keep possession. Klingenberg. Over the top, press, good touch, brings it down. Defender got there. And a goal kick coming. Good skill that time. What are we going to say? They're going to say corner kick. Going to say last touch by Mexico. Looked like the initial call was going to be goal kick from the assistant far side. Instead, the referee overrules and points to the corner. And Megan Rapinoe will trot out. Right-footed ball lofted in, headed high, still headed high and in! It's a goal! I think Engen got it. She did, and that's her first of the year for the U.S. Here's a look again. Pretty ball in from Rapinoe. Headed back across nicely by Press, and there she is. Beat two defenders at the near post. Second career goal in a U.S. kit for Whitney Engen, and her first of the season. 6-0 U.S. Press now has 2 assists. And now wholesale substitutions coming here for the United States. Sydney Leroux will make an appearance and play the final half hour. Megan Rapinoe's night done. What a luxury it is to be able to bring Sydney Leroux off the bench if you're Jill Ellis. Abby Wambach's night's done. Nearly a hat trick instead of brace. Tobin Heath will check in. And finally, Heather O'Reilly will check in. Kristen Press will be done tonight with 2 assists. No goal, but a pair of helpers tonight for Press. Just a lot of talent on that bench for Jill Ellis. So many tough decisions to have to make, but to be able to bring in Leroux and Heath and O'Reilly off the bench with fresh legs for 30 minutes. Such a luxury. Carly Lloyd. Klingenberg battling down below. Perez not giving an inch. Sent back across midfield by Klingenberg. Engen giving chase. Mayor in the area. And a foul on Mayor. A look at Whitney Engen, member of the Houston Dash. Nineteenth time she's suited up for the United States. And that foul goes against Dunn. 62nd minute, Rio Tinto Stadium, Salt Lake City, Utah. International friendly. Although the home side not being so friendly to their opponent tonight. 6-0 United States leads. Alex Morgan. The ball checks to her beautifully. Morgan in. Morgan around the defender, and Santiago off her line. The ball couldn't have checked up any better for Alex Morgan. The defender stride for stride. And when she went to cut it back inside, a good read from the keeper, Santiago. Here's a look. Sierra back. She gets around her. And Leroux was just a little too wide to get to that ball. Dunn plays this one forward for Leroux. Overcooked it just a little bit. Mexico looks to counter back the other way. Perez. Great step by Carly Lloyd. Lloyd, 3 defenders there. She beats 2. Out to LaRue. Holiday. Wide. Done. Back to Holiday. Out wide, Klingenberg. Touch gets away just a bit. Defender out. Mayor, Megzer. Left-footed ball across and cleared out, but not all the way. Holiday there. And a foul on Lauren Holiday. Going to see our first booking tonight? I think we are. Here's a look. Here's the nutmeg. Pretty left-footed ball. The defender sends it just out. And here's where Holiday will get just a hip check foul. Professional foul. And our first yellow tonight. Lloyd turns it out wide for Dunn. And a throw in far side for the United States. And we've seen some subs here in the second half. Heather O'Reilly came on moments ago. 9th player to hit 200 caps in U.S. history after reaching her milestone back in March. She's now got 207, which is good for 8th all time for the United States. And a long way to go to catch her teammate and team captain, Christy Rampone. 296 tonight for her, but she's got some work to do to catch her former teammate, Christine Lilly. Lilly still holds that record at 352. Rampone, by the way, the lone survivor, the last woman standing from that great 1999 World Cup team. Morgan, they're trying to run her off the ball. Klingenberg's got it now. Back to Morgan. Great work in tight spaces there. Lloyd. Good step by Mexico. Carly Lloyd, though, won't give up on that ball. Finally cleared out near midfield. Samardzic. Now turned back the other way by Alvarado. Garcia Mendez up ahead to Perez. 66th minute. All U.S. here, 6-0. Alvarado again, back to Garcia Mendez. Cuellar down below, shouting instructions to his team. Long left-footed ball, Garcia Mendez. Tails to the inside rather than the outside, and easy work for Hope Solo. Here's LaRue. Lloyd, pretty ball. Just checks up and away from O'Reilly that time. Couldn't hit it a whole lot better, though. These two will see each other again September 18th in Rochester, Wambach's hometown. And then it's on CONCACAF Qualify, October 15th. Jill Ellis will have to make those roster decisions after the matchup against Mexico. TNT will be the first one up. Luz Duarte will check in here. And the night of Samardzic done here. Duarte making her first appearance for the Mexican side. Tough night for Samardzic. Southern Cal native. Southern Cal player. Plays for the Trojans. Holiday tripped up and taken down. Lloyd looks to play it in quick, and Klingenberg says, no, I'll take it. So it's Trinidad and Tobago. October 15th in Kansas City. Guatemala 2 days later in Chicago. Backside LaRue. Couldn't keep it on frame. Another outstanding look. Wouldn't have mattered. The flag was up on the far side against LaRue, but the run was terrific, but the pass even better. Here's a look. O'Reilly right on the mark. It just seems like Santiago's been a step or two out of position and on roller skates all night long for Mexico. Foul on the U.S. Guatemala, October 17th, and then Haiti on October the 20th in group play, CONCACAF qualifying for the U.S. Into the mixer it goes. Loose in front and cleared by Lloyd. Out near midfield for a throw-in. First bit of danger we've seen from Mexico this half. Romero to throw in. Not a lot of options right now. Mayor. Tripled up. Duarte back to Mayor. Good step there by the captain. Lloyd long. Morgan takes it down. Tried to leave that ball for Tobin Heath. Mexican defender in the way. Great job by Holiday to keep that ball in play. It back to Solo. Rampone to Carly Lloyd. Engen ahead. Near side. Klingenberger's had a nice night tonight. A lot of minutes for her. LaRue giving chase with O'Reilly, and that's going to be a corner. Great hustle play by Heather O'Reilly. Corner kick coming. Lauren Holiday to take it. Morgan Bryan will check in momentarily here for the U.S. Quiet crowd here tonight. Comes to life a little bit here on the corner kick as Holiday steps to it. 71st minute. Line drive in. Header down and in! Sydney LaRue makes it 7-0 USA. Great pace. Picked out LaRue back post. And it's 7-0 USA. And that goal will signal the end of the night for Carly Lloyd. Here's a look at it again. Great service from Holiday. And LaRue just waiting back post, top of the six, heads it away. Carly Lloyd done here in the 71st. Morgan Bryan in. 32nd career goal for Sydney LaRue. You talk about people having good years. That's her 8th goal this year in 12 matches for the United States. Sydney LaRue, the leading goal scorer in 2014 for the red, white, and blue. That ball from Heath to O'Reilly. Overhit just a little bit. Alex Morgan wins it. And then Alex Morgan, who tried to play it back and get it back from O'Reilly, was in an offside position. US 7, Mexico nothing. Jill Ellis has exhausted her substitutions here tonight. The only one that remains is backup keeper Ashlyn Harris, and not going to see that as Hope Solo goes for the all-time shutout record. She's got 71, tied with Brianna Scurry. 72 tonight gives her the record. All the way back to Solo. Punches it up near side. A lot of green in front of Engen. Holiday. Heath. Forward. LaRue tried to chip the keeper and just didn't have the angle. Santiago came out and a goal kick coming. That ball just kind of popped out wide. LaRue was there and made a run at it. Here it is. Just kind of squirts at the LaRue. Tries to hit it one time with that left foot, but not enough of an angle that time for him. Santiago puts it back in play. Good hustle by LaRue to keep that ball in. Back to Klingenberg. Bryan with her first touch. Holiday. Rampone. Wide to Dunn. Crystal Dunn. So quick. Dunn forward. Back out to Heath. Well defended that time by Mexico. Klingenberg keeps it in. Near sideline. Great heel flick. Back hit, goal run. Morgan shot, well defended, gets it back. Across it comes, in front, shot to goal! Heather O'Reilly! 8-0 U.S. That's 3 assists now for Alex Morgan tonight. And everybody getting involved. Here it is. First the great pass, well defended. Morgan stays with it. Keeper got a touch, but O'Reilly just sat and poached and put it away. They've done one better than they did a year ago against Mexico when it was 7-0 in the nation's capital. It's 8-0 here in Salt Lake City tonight. In her 207th career appearance, she gets her 41st goal, Heather O'Reilly. Inside of a quarter hour to play here tonight at Rio Tinto Stadium, 76th minute. Duarte. Scuffed that one from distance. And Solo plays it ahead to Rampone. Alex Morgan tonight, 2 goals and 3 assists. Abby Wambach, 2 goals. Kristen Press, 2 assists. Engen's got a goal. O'Reilly's got a goal. LaRue's got a goal tonight. And of course, we had the own goal from Mexico to open up scoring tonight. 8-0 U.S. Solo to Rampone. Klingenberg. Back to Holiday. Bryan. Back to Rampone. And that ball behind Klingenberg from Bryan. She made her run forward, and Morgan Bryan wasn't aware. Been almost a month since the United States had played a competition. Last time they played was in Cary, North Carolina. Took on the Swiss. Got a 4-1 win that night. Rapinoe, Lloyd, Press, and Wambach all scoring. Perez will stand over this free kick for Mexico. 35 yards out. Lofts it high and long and right into the waiting arms of Hope Solo. Alvarado made a run, but just a little too late. You're wondering where American stalwart Allie Krieger is tonight. Nursing a minor injury. They're holding her out. She's here in Salt Lake City with the club, just nursing a minor injury, so others are getting the opportunity. Bryan. Center circle, Holiday. Long ball forward for Dunn. Dunn brought it down but couldn't control. Back to Mexico. Corral. Right back to Dunn again. '79th minute, 8-0 United States. Holiday. Long ball, LaRue chests it down to Morgan, but the flag was up. Twice now they've caught Sidney LaRue just a little too far forward. But another great ball from distance that time to set her up. 10 minutes and change to play here at Rio Tinto Stadium. 8-0 U.S. Morgan, tried to get that to Heath, and it's a handball on Mexico. Great chance for a set piece here. Tobin Heath was behind the defense, but a hand up by the Mexican defender. And the U.S. will get a shot at a set piece here just outside the area. Here's a look at it. Morgan will bring it down, then flick it forward, and yep, right there off the arm of Sierra. Let's see if Tobin Heath gives this a go. (25-26 yards out for Heath. 4.5, 5-man wall for Mexico. Heath hits it, takes a deflection, and that'll be a corner. That one had eyes for the far post. Lauren Holiday will trot out to the far corner and take this corner kick for the U.S. Santiago just imploring her defense to step up here and keep their marks. Holiday places it down. Short corner to Heath. Heath back to Holiday. Lofts a left-footed ball in. Morgan there. Off the post! Morgan and LaRue were at the far post, and the woodwork saved Mexico that time. Klingenberg ahead to LaRue. Line drive, backside. Headed back across. Kept in. And a foul against the U.S. Let's take a look at both those shots. Here's the first ball in, lofted backside. I think it was LaRue came over Morgan's back that time. And then we'll have one more look coming back the other way in just a sec. Good flick. Hope Solo just scuffed it wide. Goodness, Corral that time. Kind of came unabated through the center of the park, and Solo came all the way out to the top of her area to break that up. It was unexpected. Solis far side to throw in. Corral posting up into the area, turning, shooting, takes a deflection, and again a deflection. And Bryan. Good pressure from Mexico to knock that out. Off of Solis last. 83rd minute. USA 8, Mexico nothing. Watching an international friendly tonight on ussoccer.com from Rio Tinto Stadium in Salt Lake City, home of Real Salt Lake of Major League Soccer. The U.S. handling business easily here tonight against Mexico. Rampone looks like she's going to go 90 here tonight. As will Holiday. As will Morgan. As will Klingenberg. And an injury behind the play and a little cramping coming. Now they'll bring the medical staff out. Perez, who's played a full match here tonight for Mexico. 26-year-old Northern California native. Veronica Perez. Plays for the Washington Spirits and in the NWSL. Here's a look at what happened on that play. Night taking its toll on Perez. She'll take a jog off the field right now. She appears to be okay. 85th minute. FIFA fair play all the way back to Hope Solo. Being at U.S. training on Thursday, talking to a few of the staff, there's a real buzz and a real excitement about the World Cup in North America, in Canada next year, 2015. Dunn with Corral back. Knocked out of bounds, throw in coming. Crystal Dunn plays it in. Lauren Holiday. Holiday takes a knock from Perez, helps her up. Free kick here for the U.S. 86th minute. Holiday plays in. Back post, skips past LaRue and past the Mexican defense and over the end line. That'll be a goal kick. Very little doubt it's a disheartening night tonight for Mexico. They'll have 5 days to recoup and travel. Try and right themselves a little bit and try and do it all over again on the 18th in Rochester. Good skill that time from Duarte. Mayor. She's gone a full match here tonight for Mexico. Rangel. Duarte. Good step that time. Engen. Mayor again. Marked well by Bryan. Perez rolls it across through the center circle. Alvarado. Back to Garcia Mendez. Great pressure on the ball by Sydney LaRue. Fresh legs. Has only played about 25 minutes here in the second half, and the night for Perez is done. And the final substitute tonight for Mexico, Elizabeth Angeles. making her first appearance, getting her first cap tonight for Mexico. Eight 0 in the 88th minute. As Romero creeps her way up the sideline and finally throws it in. Corral can't get around Bryan that time. Mexico to throw in right in front of their bench. Duarte. Touch last out of bounds by Klingenberg. Romero to do it for a third time now. Duarte tried to chest that and whip it back around to her teammate Mayor. There's a look at Hope Solo, who's looking to be closing in on history here tonight. Plays it up ahead. Rampone. Long ball forward. LaRue turning on the jets, and Garcia Mendez just not taking any chances with the speedy Sidney LaRue right there. Center circle, Klingenberg, 89th minute. All the way back now to Hope Solo. Heath on the run. One last push here for the U.S. Tobin Heath off the back of a defender. Rangel ahead. Corral. Two defenders back. Corral waits, pivots around. Sidney LaRue playing end to end now and kicks it right away. That'll be a corner for Mexico. And probably one last go here for the Mexican side as we get late here tonight in Salt Lake City. Charlene Corral from the near side. Plays it in, lofts it in, headed high, and Solo makes it look easy. Vilma Montez, our referee, says put it back in play as the ball comes wide to Dunn. Crystal Dunn. Back to Rampone. Now back to Hope Solo. Out wide, Dunn again. Pokes it ahead to O'Reilly. Back to Dunn. Bryan with a switch near side. Klingenberg. Pokes it ahead to Heath. Meg's her defender. Heath back on it. Out wide, Klingenberg. Space ahead, Morgan. Too much. And a goal kick coming. 3 minutes of stoppage time added here tonight. As Santiago will put it back in play. We're about halfway home in stoppage time. High and long up the near side. Klingenberg back to Engen. All the way back to Solo. Morgan Bryan. Holiday. Morgan. Alex Morgan. Big save, Santiago. She came out and made herself big. Tobin Heath. Oh, the flag was up on the far side. I didn't see that. And it came up late, too. So a free kick here for Mexico. Needless to say, flag or no flag, it was a tremendous save by Santiago. She's given up 8 tonight, not all on her. but she's come up with some big saves. Rampone. Can't have much more left here tonight. Dunn long, looking for LaRue. Garcia Mendez sends it back the other way. Seconds away for Solo setting the record. Referee checks her watch. Whistle in the mouth. And that's that. 90 minutes of soccer have been played here tonight in Salt Lake City. And the United States, in resounding fashion, beats Mexico for a 28th time, 8-0. And hugs all around for that woman, Hope Solo. Because with the 8-0 victory tonight and the clean sheet for the United States, Hope Solo now owns the U.S. women's national team record for shutouts at 72. Congratulations to Hope Solo, and congratulations to the United States for coming out, scoring 4 in the first half and 4 here in the second half to beat Mexico 8-0. Now 28-1-1 all time against Mexico. Solo with the clean sheet, Alex Morgan. 2 goals, 3 assists. Abby Wambach, a brace tonight. LaRue a goal, Engen a goal, and Heather O'Reilly a goal as well. And the U.S. yet another step closer to getting to qualifying and take care of business here tonight against Mexico. They'll play again 5 days from now in Rochester on September the 18th. Then qualifying begins October the 15th against Trinidad and Tobago in Kansas City at Sporting Park. October 15th, October 17th, October 20th are your qualifying matches against TNT, Guatemala, and Haiti. And Solo, Jill Ellis and the squad will gather in the middle of the pitch here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Celebrate as a team after tonight's 8-0 victory. It wasn't a sellout crowd here, but a good crowd on hand on a Saturday night in September, and they were treated to exactly what they wanted to see. A lot of goals and a U.S. victory. And a good chance for Jill Ellis to do some evaluating of talent here tonight. She'll have some tough decisions to make moving forward at some point in time when she has to trim that roster down. That decision's not necessarily going to have to come tonight. Final score tonight, 8-0. Goals galore tonight for the United States. Engen gets her first of the season. Terrific effort tonight by Press and Solo with the clean sheet as the United States knocks off Mexico 8-0. So thank you for tuning in and watching tonight on USsoccer.com. I thank you for the opportunity tonight. Hope you enjoyed the action. For Bill Riley and our entire broadcast crew here in Salt Lake City, good night and enjoy it. 8-0 U.S. over Mexico.